Hi and welcome to BooksBeautyKendra. I'm Kendra and today I've got an unhaul and a haul to do. Because when I bring something new, obviously I have to take something out. But yeah, let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with the unhaul pile. Well, I've got two piles. I'm going to start with one that I am going to repurchase because it's All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I quite like Mariana Zapata. The only thing is it jumps straight into a few pages into the story. So I don't know what's happened at the start. So yeah. This is like a book where, I don't know. It's just a contemporary romance that's slow burn. A lot of these books I have tried to read or have read and didn't like. I don't know if there's many of those, but yeah. Next is Out of Love by Hazel Hayes. This one I have tried to read. I've had for a very long time. I've got a signed bookplate in here as well. And yeah, I watched Hazel Hayes ages ago on YouTube, and I loved her stuff. I loved the stuff she would make on YouTube, but I don't know, it's like a love story in reverse, and I've tried it and it's like, oh, that's heavy. I don't know if I can do that. The next two books have made me realize I don't like reality TV, like at all, because like I don't watch it and now I don't read about it. And that's Here for the Right Reasons by Jodi McAllister and The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. They're both dealing with, two types of dating shows. One's not sapphic, one's gay, one is straight. But yeah, not quite for me. Next I have this one I'm really sad about because I loved the first book. Love the first book that this author has written. But I've tried this one and I don't know. It was so long ago that I tried it, and after that first time I've never really gone back to it. And that is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. She's the author of The Night Circus, and yeah, it's a stunning edition. But yeah, have had it on my shelves for a very long time. Try to read it. No. The next two romances I haven't tried to read, but I don't know, I've kind of haven't heard the best things about them, so I'm like, I don't know about that. So yeah. The first one is Luna Love by Lauren Kung Jessen. I haven't heard the best things about this. I think I did try to read it and I was like, ooh, no. The next is The Matchmaker by Saman Shad. Again, haven't heard the best things about it, but I haven't tried it. Maybe I should have tried it, but oh well, too late now. This one I'm sad about because I really want to like this author. I've tried two of their books, one on audio, one physically reading, and I haven't been able to finish either of them, despite kind of liking it when I'm reading it. I can't seem to finish her books. And that's Kiss and Don't Tell by Megan Quinn. I also tried, I don't remember which one it is, the one where she walks around trying to find a rich husband and then he's like, oh, I'm a rich guy, I'll be your husband. And it's like, yeah, didn't finish that one. Haven't finished this one. It's a ice hockey romance book, and I don't know. I don't think she's the author for me, which is sad because I quite like her premises. Premises. This one was, what's it called? Free, I guess? Because I didn't order it. I didn't pay for it. It just kind of came with an order from Book Depository. That's how old you know this is. This is from Book Depository. That's The Queen of the Tealing by Erica Johansson. And I don't think I've ever tried to read it. It's got deckled edges. But yeah, I never ordered this book. Never bought it, never paid for it. I told them that and they're like, you can just keep the book. I was like, okay, I'll keep the book. This one I haven't tried, but I think I'm getting out of my YA fantasy era. Like YA contemporary I can still do sometimes. YA fantasy, it has to be a really special book. This one I don't know will be a very special book for me, which is sad because I really liked this person's YA contemporary, and that's A Curse So Dark and Lonely by BooksBeautyKendra. And yeah, I've had this again for years. It's never really called out to me, so it's going. Bye bye. This one is another one I haven't tried, and I think this might be the last one that, oh no, there's one more that I haven't tried. A couple more that I haven't tried, but that's an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. This is a sci-fi by one of the Green brothers, and I don't know, maybe I'll give it to my friend. But yeah, never tried it. I've lost complete interest in it, but it's supposed to be really good. Next up is a duology that I have tried reading, but like I said before, YA fantasy, not really for me anymore. And that's I don't know what the series is called, but These Hollow Bonds is the first. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan is the first one, and These Twisted Bonds is the second one. I tried reading this one. I couldn't really get into it. It was just an okay YA fantasy. So that one's going. And the next one, I'm sure I'm going to make lots of people upset, because I did try it. I didn't like the writing style, at all. And that is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I did try this. I don't know what the hype is about this book, but I don't get it. So that one's going. This one, again, I'm going to probably give to a friend because I think she'd like it. And that's Silver Under Nightfall. It's like it's by Rin Chapeko. I tried to read it. It's a vampire book, but a horror vampire book. So, and it kind of went straight in without to the action and didn't really explain anything that was going on. It's like, whoa, 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 whiplash. So I tried, but yeah. Next one, I got this one from the Brotherhood of St. Lawrence or something for a couple dollars, and then I found out it's the second or third book in a series. That is The Map of the Sky by Felix J. Palmer. And yeah, I haven't tried it because like I said, it's the second or third book in this series. So, and I don't really want to go out and get the first ones because I have so much else to read. I don't need to go out and get more at the moment, even though I want to. I don't have a little bit with these books, but yeah. Next one, I've read this book in its entirety, which isn't saying much because it's a very small book, and I really did not like it. That's Sun, Moon and Earth by Robin Heath. I think I talked about this in my media freakout book tag. and it was like my most disappointing or worst book of the year so far. This is it. I don't think anything can top this for worst book. Doesn't explain a thing. It treats you like you're stupid. I don't like it. Next, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 middle grades. Because I've tried most of these and I couldn't get into the writing style, and it takes something special again for middle grade at the moment for me. First one is The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Middlestone by Jacqueline Moriarty. Great title. Great title. Didn't like the writing style, which is going to be the true for most of these books. Then I've got A Place Called Perfect by Helena Duggan. Or Helena Duggan? I don't know. That name always confuses me because there's so many ways you can say it. Well, 2 or 3 ways you can say it. Again, tried it, didn't like it. Away it goes. Next one is Girl Giant and the Monkey King by Van Hong? Hong? Oh, no. There's an O in there somewhere. And I don't know how to pronounce it, but I tried. And again, I tried this and I couldn't get into the writing style. In fact, I think this was one of the worst writing styles I had encountered. And I was like, ugh. Next is Skanda and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Stedman. I have no interest in reading this anymore. I got this kind of recently. And yeah, just lost interest in it completely. The Grandest Bookshop in the World by Amelia Mello. Oh, that's super shiny. You can kind of see what it says there. But if I do that, you can't see a thing. It's a really pretty book. Have had it for years. In fact, when did this come out? Because that's how long I've had it for. Oh, it doesn't tell me a thing. 2020. Had this for about 4 years. Haven't read it. This one I've read and I did like. But I don't know. I need space on those shelves, and this one is going. And it's The Strange Worlds Travel Agency. This is a good book. It's L.D. Lipinski, and I quite enjoyed it. But I'm never going to get around to the second book. And yeah. Oh well. I'm kind of trying to limit how many middle grades and YAs I'm buying at the moment, so that, yeah, I'm not collecting stuff that I'm not going to read as much. Last 2 middle grades are The Stormkeeper's Island and Lost Tide Warriors by Catherine Doyle. These 2, this is the first and the second in the series. This one was recommended to me. I read it, I kind of enjoyed it, and then I got the second one, never moved on to the second one. So yeah, they're going. And the last Unhaul book is going to be a bit sad, and it's making me question whether I should get rid of the other book I have by this person, because I really did not enjoy it, and I got like a third of the way in, got over 100 pages in. It's signed. Forgot it was signed. And yeah, I really didn't like it. And that's Wolf Song by T.J. Klune. It's a signed edition. So yeah, hopefully someone else will enjoy that book. And that's Unhaul part of this. Okay, now I have my haul piles. So I've got 5 piles. I've got contemporary romance, the biggest stack, which is fantasy romance, then fantasy, cozy fantasy, and miscellaneous. Let's get into it. The first book, I'm going to actually get this one out from the bottom because I think that's a good idea, and that's Funny Story by Emily Henry. I quite enjoyed Beach Read by her. Didn't really like Book Lovers. I also have... Hey, what was I saying? I have Funny Story, and also You and Me on Vacation now on my TBR. And I've heard really good things about this book. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. Because, yeah, Book Lovers kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. I didn't like that one very much. Then I have Consider Me by Becca Mack. It's, the Funny Story one, I think I've explained to you in a different video what it's about. But it's like the female, Daphne, there you go, is engaged to Peter. Peter is best friends with Petra, and Petra is dating Miles. Peter and Petra, on Peter's bachelor, what's it called, bachelor night? Stag night, I don't know, is like, no, I actually want to get married to Petra, not you, Daphne. So they go off, they get married, and then these two kind of like go together and do their own thing. Great explanation. Then Consider Me by Becca Mack is another ice hockey romance. I'm excited for it because I've heard good things and it was on sale, so I got it. Then I got the second in a series, which is Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. This follows Secretly Yours. I can't remember what this one's about, but I think it's the sister of the main male character. Yeah, the male main character of Secretly Yours. And she has to get married to this guy. Yeah. Another second in the series is Take My Hand by McKay Marie. Whenever I think about this book, I get that song stuck in my head where just the first line is Take My Hand. And I'm not going to sing for you because I can't sing. This is a rockstar romance, by the way. How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwang. I am very excited about this, even though people are like, it's not that good. It's like not as good as they were thinking it was going to be. But I have been following Yulin Kwang for a while. I think she did some Shipwrecked videos, like series and stuff, way at the start of their thing. If you don't know Shipwrecked, it's like this whole web series creator thing. But this story, I think, is about two writers. One's a screenwriter, one's a author. Don't know why it took me so long to figure out what that word was. But yeah, I think he hits her sister and kills her with the car, or injures her, I don't know. She's not looking good. And then they kind of slowly fall in love. And the last of the contemporary romance is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. No, I have not read Flawless yet. Flawless? Yeah, by Elsie Silver, which is the first book in the other series. This one I do like the sound of as well though, and it's supposed to be amazing. So I got it, so now I have two started the series by this author. Okay, there. The next stack is the biggest stack. There go the puppies. And that is fantasy romance. Next, the first one of that is the second in the series, which is Midnight of Ashes by Tessa Hale. This is a Dragon Shifter Why Choose romance series. They're very short. I haven't read the first one yet, but I have high hopes. That's why I've gotten this one. And like I said, it's really short, so I don't really mind if it's not the best. I can get through them quickly. The next one is a bit of a letdown so far. I started trying to read it, and that's The Throne of Honor and Blood by Jay Britty. I don't know if I'm not in the right space to read it, if it's not the right time, but I just can't get into this big book. And I'm really sad because the first book, The Crown of Oaths and Curses, was my favourite book of last year. And I can't seem to get into this one. It's just so sad. I want to get into it. I want to like it. But yeah. Doesn't seem to be. Next is The Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither? I don't know how you say. How do you say that last name? Anyways, another fantasy romance. I can't remember what it's about, but I found it in it's a map. I found it in Big W and it was cheap. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that. Another one that I found cheap, not at Big W, I found this at the Book Grocer. And that's The Rogue Crown, which is like book 2 or 3 of the 5 Crowns of Oakrith by A.K. Mulford. Yeah. The first book is The High Mountain Court. It's like fae and witches and all that stuff. And I was enjoying the first book. I haven't finished it. I will finish it. Yeah. The next book I'm a little bit hesitant about now because I watched Books with Neeks talk about this book and she's like, it's really bad. And that's How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. Again, another fae book. Are we gonna try it out? I mean, the writing's pretty big. So it shouldn't get too long. It shouldn't take too long to get through. That's words. This one I've heard a lot of good stuff about and I am hoping to like it. It's like Scandinavian, Norse, something. Retellings. Yeah, it's got Vikings in it, so something like that. And it's A Road of Bones by Demi Winters. And yeah, it's got Vikings, it's got pretty, look at that. Yeah, it should be fun. What won't be as much fun, because I've heard it's very dark, but it should be a it's also really pretty. Should also be like a good read, even if it really hurts to read. And that's See a Room by Pam Godwin. Look at that. Whoa. So pretty. It's a dark pirate romance. Yeah, I think she's the pirate. I don't know. Then I have The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Pecherksik. That is my guess. What is your guess? Anyways, it's like a wolf shifter. I don't think it's a werewolf. It's a wolf shifter. Retelling. Yeah, because he's a fae, and so he's a wolf shifter. And yeah. Next, I've got like this. I think this is the steampunk one. Castles of Nevers and Nightmares by Lana. Same person. Lana Pecherksik. Again, tell me, how do you say that name? If you're not pretty, you're a nightmare. This one sounded good. Again, fae or fairies. It's a tournament. Love tournaments. Okay. Then I've got The Lord of Stariel by A.J. Lancaster. Something about who's going to be the next ruler. And that should be a good time. Then I've got a little tiny book, and it's The Mountain Made of Glass, a fairy tale retelling by Scarlett St. Clair. I've not tried Scarlett. I've not tried Scarlett St. Clair before, but it's a short book, and I'm hoping it'll be a good book. And the final book of the fantasy romance, not the final book of the whole, we still have 3 stacks to go, is a very popular one, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is about dragons and moons and... Is this all the prologue? Oh no, it's just a couple of pages up our look. Again, look at that. That's so pretty. I think this one might be signed as well. Is it? Is it? It is. This one's signed. Oh my goodness. Stay. Yeah. On to the last 3 stacks. I don't know if this camera will fall down. It's kind of precariously balanced now. Anyways, we'll go quickly so it doesn't fall down. Next is The Familiar by Lee Bardugo. I don't know what it's about. It's got the black sprayed edges. And I have loved pretty much every book that she's come out with, or at least the series I have quite enjoyed. As you can tell, I've got my Lee Bardugo shelf here. This will be added to it. This is the fantasy pile, by the way. Then I've got The Final Strife by Sarah L. Arafi. There's actually another book by her in here. This one is supposed to be amazing. Her other book, Feybound, is not supposed to be as amazing. But yeah, this should be a good time. Both of them. This one I think is like, there's different types of bloods, and the blood kind of like color bloods, and that kind of like tells you where you are in the class system. And the other one's got Fae and Elves. Fae and Elves. And then the last one I've got for fantasy, like general fantasy, is Crucible of Chaos by Sébastien de Castell. It's like, I didn't realize it was connected to the Greatcoats, which I do want to read, but we're going to collect these ones too. And we're going to start with the Trader's Blade. I think that's the first one of the Greatcoats. We'll see. Now we've got the Cozy Romance. I've got 3. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to do the most exciting one first. And I've got Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. This is the Wraithmarked edition. It is... oh, so beautiful. Look at that. And it feels so nice too. Anyways, this I backed on Kickstarter, so I got it eventually. I'm so excited to have it. Yeah, it's so beautiful, and I love the story. I know it looks thicker, but the words are bigger. That's why. It looks thicker than the original because the words are larger print. It also has like a bookmark in it. Where is the bookmark? Oh well. But yeah, words are very big in this book. Then I have Bakers and Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Penner. Whenever I look at this picture, I just think it's sapphic, but it's not sapphic. That's a guy. At least I think it's a guy. And it's like a bake-off. Great British bake-off, but, you know, fantasy. And then the last cozy fantasy book I've got is Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. And I've heard good things about it, and I quite like cozy fantasy, or I really like the cozy fantasy I've read. So we're gonna hope I like these ones too. The last stack is my miscellaneous stack of books, and that is going to have Spy X Family Volume 11. This is where I'm up to. I'm very excited. I am loving this series. It is so good. Then I've got a manhwa. That's a manga, by the way. This is a manhwa called A Business Proposal Volume 4 by Narak. Oh, this one's by Tatsuya Endo. That's this one. Narak and a whole other bunch of people. I've already read this series on Tapas, but this is about, yeah, 4th one. Then my friend kindly gifted me The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and it's an adorable little edition. It's got ink on it. You can't see it. Oh well, I can see it. And yeah, I absolutely love Alice, so I had to get it. She had to get it for me. Then I've got Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The only other copy of this book, this is one of my favorite books by the way, is one of the Seasons editions. I don't want to, if I want to write over it, I'm going to use this one. I don't want to annotate that one. It's too pretty. Then I've got this one I found at Robinson's, and I was like, yes please, I'm going to take you. And that's Irish Folk and Fairy Tales Collector's Edition. And it's like an edited book. But look how beautiful it is. There's also like a Viking one. Had to stop myself from getting that one. Then this adorable little poetry book, Time Will Tell by Courtney Pepinell. Look how absolutely adorable that is. I'm very excited to read this. It's got some pictures in here too. And the lucky last book is the only middle grade on this stack. Well, the only like middle grade / YA, because I didn't have any YA. And that's Sweethearts Volume 2, Drama and Destiny. Or book 2 I should say, not volume 2. This is by Claire Kahn. Claire Kahn is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I quite enjoy her books, obviously. And it's a beautiful little middle grade. I need to read the first one, but I couldn't say no to the second one. And look how cute she is. Oh, don't bend her. Yeah. Okay, and that is the video for today, my unhaul and haul. So yeah, if you made it this far into the video, consider leaving a teapot or a teacup or like coffee cup or something for Can't Spell Tourism Without Tea, because that one is the closest one to me. And yeah, if you've made it this far into the video, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye!